The strategic trap. Aemond at Harrenhal is a military move, and a character move at the same time. With Vadar away from King's Landing, Rhaenyra can strike the capital. But with Aemond at Harrenhal, the show also places its most violent prince inside the strangest castle in Westeros. Simon Strong is a threshold. The killing at Harrenhal is brutal, but its real function is to bring Aemond to the edge of control. He can win a fight and still end the scene wounded, exposed, and in need of the one person in that place who understands broken power. Alys Rivers changes the genre. Alys does not enter like a normal court player. She brings prophecy, sexuality, danger, and the possibility that Aemond's certainty can be manipulated. That is why the pairing is more than romance. It is a new channel for Harrenhal to speak through him. The book audience is watching closely. Readers know Aemond and Alys are not a casual detour. The show is aware of that pressure. The point is not simply whether they become a couple. The point is whether Alys becomes the person who translates Aemond's violence into destiny. Why it matters next. While Rhaenyra takes the capital, Aemond enters a darker story. That split is the engine of the next act. The queen gets the throne, the prince gets Harrenhal, and Westeros gets two disasters moving at once. Aemond's absence wins the capital for Rhaenyra. The most important thing Aemond does in episode may 2nd be leaving. Vadar is the single greatest deterrent the Greens possess. Once that deterrent is away from King's Landing, the capital becomes a political target instead of an impossible fortress. Harrenhal changes everyone. Harrenhal is not a neutral setting in this story. It bends pride into paranoia and ambition into hallucination. Daemon already felt that pressure. Now Aemond, who believes himself harder and cleaner than everyone else, steps into the same kind of furnace. Why vulnerability is new for him. Aemond usually performs control. The eye patch, the posture, a measured threat. Episode 2 interrupts that performance. Wounded and isolated, he becomes legible in a way he hates. That is exactly the opening Alys Rivers needs. Alys as interpreter. Alys does not have to overpower Aemond. Her danger is subtler. She can name what he wants power to mean. She can turn pain into prophecy, humiliation into destiny, and loneliness into a bond that feels chosen rather than manipulated. Book audience expectations. Readers bring heavy expectations to Aemond and Alys. The show knows that. The challenge is to make the connection feel immediate without flattening it into fan service. The best version is not just romance. It is a political and supernatural infection. The mirror with Rhaenyra. While Rhaenyra enters the capital and becomes more public, Aemond enters Harrenhal and becomes more private. Both are gaining power through damage. That parallel is the season's engine. Two Targaryens moving toward darker versions of themselves in opposite rooms. Final read. Aemond meeting Alys is a warning because it gives him a new story about himself. A dragon prince with a wound is dangerous. A dragon prince who thinks the wound is destiny is worse.